Eat when you're hungry, sleep when you're tired, screw when you're horny.
Sorry?
She says eat when you're hungry,
Yeah.
sleep when you're tired, screw when you're horny.
Yeah. I'll put it round the other way, actually. Screw when you want.
Priority.
You never eat anything.
Yeah.
He said you never eat anything.
No, that's true. Well, the odd sandwich, you know, in between.
Depends what you do.
It's quite relieving when you haven't always got to fulfill the same roles. Like, I've always been from a child like a helper or a caregiver, and recently, like a friend who has health issues seemed to want me to completely rescue her, and I felt like I didn't want to, and I didn't. Because it would be non-ending. It would have just carried on and carried on, and it would have been like a bottomless pit anyway. And I thought, you know what? I don't want to rescue that person. I don't want to be in that role.
No.
I know it sounds quite hard.
No, it's what it is.
And and I just went with it, and it was great. Not having any guilt.
And she died miserably.
I did have a couple of days where I felt guilty, and then I just thought, that's just part of the conditioning of being in that role, and then I just let it go. Yeah, it was good.
So, Tony, when you were saying before that you can have an idea of this and an intellectual understanding, but it's kind of meaningless, it doesn't do.
Well, it is.
And that there can be an apparent communication of this, it's an energetic thing. You talk about that, don't you?
Yeah, oh yeah, very much.
So
there's a lot going on in this room, got nothing to do with what we're talking about.
So, I'm just wondering, when you apparently started these talks, did you notice that? Is that something that's...
Yeah.
Over the years it's crept up? How does that...
It was noticeable almost right away, actually. I spoke to first thing I did was speak to 5 people in Dulwich. That was the first time I ever spoke about this. And then as it went on, I spoke to more people in Hampstead in a house up the road. But very quickly, as it was going on, it was the energy that was going on was very, very apparent.
You can't
describe it.
Right.
No. But now many people come and say that energy, they can't describe it, but it is palpable. The nearest you can get to it is to say it lifts everything. Everything is lifted in some way or other. The old dirgy way of seeing life and seeing it as a responsibility and as a need to survive suddenly doesn't have the weight that it had before.
It's like home.
It is, yeah, a lot of people say this is home. Yeah.
But no walls.
No walls. A home without walls.
Sorry, Chris, what was your question? What did you ask, Chris? What was it you said?
Well, I was saying, I think you were saying that there's something, I was talking about words and ideas and energy. And when I started talking, did I notice any sense of an energy? And I did. And it's very noticeable. We have residentials in Wales, and it's rather sweet. Some years ago, there were 2 women who'd recently come to that residential. I had a couple of other meetings before, but they wouldn't go into the room where we were having the residential when there wasn't anybody there. It was so warm. I mean, that's not to say that it was only in the room. That's ridiculous. It's everywhere there is. What happens in that energy is the energy, the contracted energy, on the sense that energy is all over the place in different forms, and where you go, wherever you go, that energy is there, or this energy that falls away to a large extent. But when people are gathered together in a way and ready to, possibly without them knowing themselves, ready to let go of the idea of them being real, there's something energetic that happens. apparently. But only apparently.
Yeah.
I guess you could, if you think of it, if everyone is, this apparent contraction, comes into one of these sessions and they're all like, tightly wound balls of contracted energy, and that loosens over 2 or 3 days, then it would make sense that there's some sort of...
Oh, no question. That's what... that's actually
loosening.
basically what's happening. Really, that's what this is... Well, you could say that's what this is about, but then that makes it sound as though this is really important. Actually, it's just what's apparently happening. Energy of different sorts is meeting and opening up.
Because sometimes in your sessions you can see it, can't you? Somebody's got but they start getting angry and you're sort of just hitting them with nothing.
No.
It sort of softens, doesn't it? Because the confusion sort of hits them.
It can harden.
There can be a softening.
People that come to these
can go the other way,
who become more resistant and more reinforced in their sense of me than they were before they came in the room.
Personally, when I first saw you, that happened to me because I didn't come back for a year. I didn't like you.
No. Obviously very discriminating.
But here I am. Apparently.
It's weird though the way a lot of people can hear this message and go, yeah, that rings true. And yet there's so many people who just totally reject it.
Oh, it's nearly... In this room right now it's being rejected. It has to be rejected because if you didn't reject it you wouldn't survive. So right away it's rejected in here. It can't be accepted. Well, actually there isn't anything that would accept it anyway. That's why it's more to do with energy than it is to do with ideas.
But when this message was shared with me a long time ago, I didn't get the no me bit, but I got the everything's energy. But I used to think I would be one with the energy.
Yeah.
I would be one with the tree or the sky or wherever. That's fallen away now. But it's just, when I first heard it, I thought everyone else would hear it as well.
Yeah.
And it's just, I find that difficult in life, that everyone else I know doesn't hear this at all, except people who are here. Yeah.
But even people here who are here, let's say, even people who come to meetings are quite sure that this message is exactly the same as a message from Muji or Rupert Spira, who is trying to help people find something. But there are people that think it's the same thing. There are people who think that there's some sort of desire to help people. It's amazing. I mean, how many times you say there isn't anyone and there's nowhere to go and all there is this, people still think you're a teacher.
The titles on YouTube, you can tell it's giving the person something, giving the individual something.
Well, a lot of people don't think that's the same as this. There isn't any connection of any kind at all.
What would happen if you gave up the notion of time?
Of time?
Yeah.
Well, that would be you, the me, giving up the idea that time was real, but that wouldn't mean anything. When you die, it's obvious that time is only an appearance. Not to you, but it's obvious that everything is only an appearance. This is an appearance. Time, space.
But then I work as a dentist and everything's on an appointment basis. and I do carry a stress that I have to run to time.
But so does this body. This body, if it's got an appointment, would have that registered in the brain. Don't forget, when you die, the brain doesn't. I've been assured by Claire that I still have a brain. Very generous of her to think in that way. But actually the brain still registers 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, and that would go on being registered in the normal way. It's just that event of 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon doesn't happen to anyone. and the registering of it before doesn't have to do it. The brain still functions. You can drive a car or make risotto without me. You don't need me at all. In fact, risotto made not by me is far better than anything. But you don't need the me is simply not necessary. It's an added energy in the brain which lays claim to what's happening and thinks it can change what's happening. It's really very powerful.
Me has to. Me has to reject this all the way till the end. If it doesn't reject it, it's dead.
Yeah.
That's where it takes up all the end. That's what it continuously is working against, fighting off life.
Yeah. Wow.